where to start, but shame how inept I thought we were offensively the first half. We didn't play very well. Just couldn't make shots either. We had some good shots. Max and Gabe had some good shots. They just didn't go in. But I give a lot of credit to Illinois. They played well. Frazier might be my favorite player in the league because fifth-year guy that absorbed the process, understood the process, went through losing, getting his butt kicked, and just came back, decided to give it another run when nobody thought he would. He was the best player on the floor, not Kofi, Frazier. He did it on the offensive end, he did it on the defensive end, played hard, and he made a big shot when it mattered. He didn't do much second half, and winning time, he made plays. I'm sick and tired of the officiating. The consistency, and I'll just give you one example. Their guys go down, we come down, they stop it. My guy goes down, league call, they go down, they let it play. I'm sick of it. So I'm sick of that, and the consistency's inside. Tough game to officiate. Guess you got to give Granderson credit. He hit 2 at the end of the shot clock, 1 when there was no time left, and he just threw it up there. Those things cost you. Their guy goes 7 for 9 from the free throw line. My second best free throw shooter has a chance on a 1-and-1. And by the way, I thought Julius played his tail off. But it could have been a 5-point play that really got us energized, and he missed the front end of a 1-on-1. Their guy makes 7 out of 9. We didn't guard him very good inside, but it's hard to guard him when they can just back you in. I'm sick of that. But we didn't do a good enough job. So all in all, very disappointed with our first half. Second half, we scored 52 points against the best defensive team in the league when we only scored 54 or 5 at Penn State. I think there's always times when you can learn from games. I don't like learning from a loss, but I thought we learned something from a loss. Second half, we competed harder, just couldn't get it over that 10-point stretch. And big turnover there. We had it down to 2 or 3, and then they get it to 5. You just can't keep bouncing back. And then got to give him credit on that last shot, even though I don't know, most people would want him taking it. So throw him at me.
Tom, I'm wondering, the Tyson that we saw maybe in those last 13 and 14 minutes, you were going with the 2 guards with him and Hogarth. What was maybe different with Tyson at that point?
I think some of it was the way they play it. You know, with Kofi, they do what we call shacking it. They drop him. So come off those ball screens, he was open, and then we started re-screening it because we wanted to get some threes because we thought we had to get back in the game. And to his credit, he made them, but you know, a little bit too much too late. But give him credit. He had a big game. AJ played pretty well too, but those big turnovers that cost you. You know, you don't get to do that against good teams. And we have 11 turnovers for the game, 1 in the last minute. You'd probably be satisfied with that. I think it was the first time we shot under 70%, and almost second time we shot under 80% in the last 10 games from the line. And it just happened, you know. Who would ever think that we'd outshoot him from the field, outshoot him from the 3? We're the #1 free throw shooting team and couldn't make a couple big free throws. Rebounds were decent, considering. The problem was we were going to double off of Granderson, and we barely even got a chance to because he hit that first one before we started doubling. And give him credit, made the shots.
Tom, you talked about stuff you learned in the second half. Was one of those things, and one of those things for Tyson in particular, what he is really capable of?
No. I didn't learn anything from Tyson. I know he can shoot the ball. We competed in the second half. I didn't think we competed in the first. I didn't think we moved the ball very well. Yeah, we made some shots. I mean, it's a shame. I mean, there's nobody on this team that works harder than Max and Gabe. And a couple of them that were wide open and just not going in right now. Not through lack of effort, not through lack of time spent, just the way it works. But Tyson's a good shooter. We're not going one-on-one. That's not the way we're going to win games. But he helped us some at the 2. But that was a team that had a bunch of small guards too. So understand that's different than playing against like a Purdue or like a Rutgers or a Michigan, that has bigger guards. So best thing I got out of today was not Tyson played good. I'm proud of him. Best thing I got out of today is we competed in the second half and really made enough plays to come back. We just couldn't get it under 10. And that was the battle cry in the huddles, to get it under 10, get it under 10, get it under 10. And that potential 5-point play with Julius is shooting 92% in the last 5 games. And the poor kid just missed it, but he played his tail off.
Yeah, on that note, Julius, what did you like best about what you saw from him today?
He competes, he bangs it, he competes, he's got the ball inside. I thought that last one when they got the 3-point play, I thought he backed them right into the, but whatever. And then we tried to start fronting him, and we tried a lot of things. He's a good player, and they throw the ball into him. And so we got, I think, 1 push-off, 1 3-second call. Whatever.
Tom, as you're in these close games down the stretch, it seems like every night, how important is it going to be down the stretch to get a little bit more out of your seniors and your most experienced guys?
I think it's most important we get a little more out of our best players. We have to get Max involved. Gabe, yes, we have to get him involved. But other than that, we can't turn the ball over. Our margin for error is very small. We've all known that. I've known that all year. And we were turning it over 18, 19 times against Kansas. Margin for error was small. Same thing against Baylor, when we didn't turn it over as much, we're more successful. So we got to get a lot out of a lot of guys, but if we compete like we did defensively, they hit that big shot late, or they would have shot mid-20s from the 3. It's a pretty good 3-point shooting team. They would have shot in the low 40s, and getting 3 layups on those frickin' turnovers for touchdowns. I think defensively we're pretty good, just not big enough inside, and neither are most teams.
Tom, when you talked to us the other day, we were talking one and done time. You kind of mentioned it with the competition and competing, and this question might be as tough as the loss, but is there anything you can isolate from this that you definitely want to take into tournament play?
Yeah. Competition, compete. I just told our guys, I said, I got a lot of guys back that built this place on competing. In my humble opinion, we haven't. Is it because of youth? Is it because of physical or mental toughness? Is it whatever it is? But I don't think we've competed. I told you that at Penn State, and I didn't feel any different. And so there's certain things the coach will put up with. I'll put up with every missed shot there is, especially when I know those 2 kids are in shooting every single day. There's certain things the coach won't put up with. And so publicly, we keep working on our shot. But we have to compete like that, which I thought we did a damn good job of most of today. Even the first half, I don't know what percentages were, but it's not like they, one guy shot the lights out. Was that a career high for him? Does anybody know?
At Illinois, yeah. At Illinois, it's just
Yeah. I give him credit. He made some big shots. He made a couple tough shots. That's why you win.
Tom, obviously Illinois went through a lot of down years there over the last decade. What do you think Brad has done to elevate that program and make them so tough?
Well, I think Brad has done a lot. I think he's done a hell of a job with them. I really do. And I think Kofi's helped, and a guy here and there. But the straw that stirs the drink is Frazier, in my humble opinion. If I could make a trade right now, I'd trade him for me. I'll go to Illinois. He can come here, coach, be a player coach. I just think he gets it. And I think that's because he's been through all the crap that most of these kids aren't going to go through because they're going to leave places, He's been through it. He's been the common denominator there. He's been Brad's guy, Like Mateen was my guy. And when you got your guy that's tougher than nails, that'll do it on both ends, you got something special. So I think Brad has done a phenomenal job. You know, we talk all the time. I think he's got a couple pretty good players, but he's got a warrior. And great teams that have a chance to get to the Final Four have to have a warrior, and he's a warrior.
Now, at those last 13 minutes we mentioned about Tyson, but it seemed like the rest of your team also elevated its toughness quotient maybe in those last couple minutes. I guess, you know, I'm sure you want to bottle that, but was that maybe the toughest stretch that you've seen them play in a while?
Yeah, I'd say so. You know, I mean, I thought there were some tough stretches against Indiana, some tough stretches at the end against Wisconsin, some tough stretches against Michigan. But if I looked at it against a team of that quality, I'd say that was the hardest we played. It helps when the ball goes in the basket. You know, you feel a little better about yourself. And for some reason, you know, we went from, I mean, unfortunately, ranked-wise, we're still right up there with the stat people, but we haven't been as good offensively. I mean, you can't be as good when your two best shooters are struggling. And I think when you hit a three or when you get a dunk or when you do something, sure, it energizes everybody. Our crowd was great because we didn't give them much to cheer about the first half, and I thought they really, really helped us, almost willed us to a win. But sooner or later, you know, the players play the game, and it's the people on the court that have to make a play or not make a mistake. And the my bads, if I had to coin one phrase that, you know, if I'm ever lucky enough to have grandchildren and that kid ever utters the word my bad, going to be a bad day at Grandpa's house.
Tom, Julius had 8 points, 10 rebounds, but Marcus, 1 basket, 2 rebounds, and didn't attempt a shot inside the arc. Did you want him to challenge Kofi more, and if not get him in foul trouble, at least make him work a little bit?
You know, there's been a tough thing with Mark, you know, because he can shoot it, and yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do, but we have to get in there and do that. And so it was a tough matchup for him. Kofi's a better player than he was last year. I think you'd agree if you're an Illini. And I think Brad's done a better job of going to him. One thing Kofi has done is he's developed a left hand, so now you can't play him one way or the other. I think he's been more aggressive. I looked at the film last year. To me, he's a lot more demonstrative and a lot more aggressive than he was a year ago. Or maybe it's the fact that Brad has done such a great job at getting him the ball. You know, I mean, the entry passes are easy, you know, and I thought Grandison did an unbelievable job, but it's pretty easy when he's so deep, you know. When you're trying to throw a pass to a guy and he's posting at the three-point line, you don't get the same entries. And that's why Julius has had some success, you know. And so we'll keep trying to do what we can do, but certain matchups aren't good.
Tom, you mentioned on Thursday that you felt that this team was kind of at a point where every good Michigan State team you've had in this tenure has gotten to where they're about to turn the corner and truly start being, you know, great. Did you feel that the competition today was indicative of kind of turning that corner today?
You know, I think over my career, you know, it's been interesting listening to people talk. I think people think I golf all summer. I think they think I take most of the year off and start coaching in February, and oh Shazam, we'll be good in February and March, you know. Let me tell you something, I coached harder in December and January. But at the same time, I do think this is one of the rare times in my career that I felt like we made some progress with a loss. I don't ever prescribe to that loss was good for you. It's only good for you if you don't have leaders and you don't have competitors that are trying to win every game. So I don't, you know, I don't know. I mean, we took a step in the right direction. We made some big plays. We really got after it defensively. We swarmed them a couple times. Just so difficult when you got to give Grandison credit, you know. I mean, if I would have told you as a Illini here, a man in the front, that Frazier would be 3 for 9, and that includes his last one. So he was 2 for 8 going in there. And Plummer was 3 for 9, 0 for 3 from the 3. And Frazier was 1 for 7. I'd say the Spartans have a pretty good chance to win. I don't care what Kofi does. But I don't think anybody expected Grandison to go not only make shots, but the ones he made and the timing of them, they're backbreakers, and to go 6 for 10 from the 3, just hasn't done that. So give him credit, man. And I don't think he can give us a lot of blame on that. A couple of them, 2 of them were on kickouts that were after a rebound, and one of them was that one in the corner, which God couldn't have made. So I don't have any blame for anybody on those.
Tom, obviously you've been talking to us all year about consistency from a team standpoint and a player standpoint, and with Malik not having any points tonight, I'm just curious.
Malik got hurt. You know, when my guy fell down hurt, we just said, hey, let's just keep playing. When their guy fell down hurt, we said, let's blow the whistle when we're in the offensive end. I don't understand that, you know. But Malik was hurt, and I think he was hurt a little worse than I thought. He said it after. He tried to suck it up, but he was not even close to the same guy. I mean, he took that 3 and missed it by a foot, you know. So shame on me or my training staff for that, because I didn't see what happened. Did anybody? Yeah. Said it was a pretty good sprain. Did he twist it pretty good, or couldn't you tell? So I didn't see it, so I didn't know, but I didn't think he was the same most of the day. He wasn't as consistent as he's been. He's been maybe my most consistent player. But he didn't play good after that at all, and that created some problems for us too.
Tom, I wonder, how much in practice do AJ and Tyson get to play together? And I'm wondering, in terms of the things you see from a chemistry with those two, what you saw today, and if against other matchups you think it's something to turn to more?
You know, guys, how do I say this? You know, there's a lot of one-trick wonders. And, you know, certain teams we can match up with better. Certain teams like Rutgers, they just back their big guards in there, you know. But I thought Tyson did a good job tonight. He's not been one of the guys hasn't been playing that good, you know. So the consistency again, but they have not practiced much together in practice because we're trying to get Pierre a little more involved, and he didn't do a bad job. He's in there, just nobody could make a shot, and so I don't know. I mean, it's going to take a lot of film watching this to figure out how you can go from 22 to 52 points against the same team. So maybe it's something we look at. You know, Max and Gabe have been, like I said, but a lot of guys have been struggling to make shots. You know what I mean? Tyson wasn't making a lot of shots either. So will we do that? Maybe. But I don't go by the just change for a change, you know, and especially if I know those guys are working their tail off to get there. That's what I do. So that's it. Thanks.